So I created a super easy one-page journaling setup half a year ago. The intention of the system was to help me be ready for the upcoming week and to help me build the habits I wanted to add to my daily life. And unintentionally, I was using a habit building protocol that I later heard on the Andrew Huberman podcast.
First of all, this is not some woo biology thing.
It's simple, customizable, takes me only 15 minutes to create, and it really does give me the guidance I need on my personal growth. It all sounds magnificent, right? So let me not waste any more of your time and start explaining the street knowledge. It is a weekly thing. So every Sunday or Monday, I dedicate a mere moment of my time to write down the week and divide one page into 3 parts: reflection, intentions, and tracking. Let's explore these 3 parts. I start the page with a small reflection on the past week. Normally, I just write what comes up, but it is smart to think about a few points. What went well? What could have gone better? And where will my focus be for this week? Nice and easy. This will make you actively think about your progress. Otherwise, it just stays in your head, right? Below this is the second part, intentions. I divide intentions into 2 parts. On the left, I write my values that I want to live by and will determine how I want to tackle the week. This really gives me clarity. Next to the values, I create my goals. These are aligned with my values and are mostly new habits and actions that will make sure I improve on my chosen values. Create them as tangible as possible. Like, did you do them? Yes or no? Of course, some goals have more priority. How do I make that distinction? Well, this brings me to the third part, tracking. At the bottom, I make a habit tracker for the most important habits I want to develop. Funny enough is that one day I was listening to the Andrew Huberman podcast where he talked about the best scientifically researched methods on habit forming. And this tracking system I was using in my journal setup was almost identical to one of the methods he mentioned. This method was the 21-day habit installation. This technique is not designed to help you improve specific habits, but to improve the habit of performing habits. Interesting, right? Remember, this 21-day habit installation works for me, but it might not work for you. For 21 days, I perform 6 habits I want to form. Most are performed every day, some every other day. I am realistic here and pick out habits I think I can perform consistently with the time I have. It can be as simple as flossing every evening or taking your magnesium supplements. It's great if you can do all of these habits every day, but the expectation is that you can probably only do 4 or 5 of these. If I miss a day, there's no punishment. I just get back to it normally the next day and try not to stress if I miss a day. Sometimes life happens the way it does. After the 21 days, I go on autopilot for a few days and see how many of them stick and become reflexive. Here is where the habit tracker comes in handy. This way I can see for which habits I need to show a little more discipline. The beauty of this system is that even though I might not perform every habit every day, my intention to do so is there, and eventually some of these habits will stick. How I see it, if I only focus on forming one habit, my progress would be a lot slower overall. And now I work towards having a consistent routine that benefits my life. And after all, having a good routine is key to having a healthy life. After 1 week, I create a new page, reflect on my journey, and refocus on my intentions. Sometimes the page can kind of look the same as last week's, but I do believe that by creating a new page for each week, it will keep me focused on my progress. You can use a little creativity to switch up the style of the page if you feel like it. It doesn't have to be boring black ink for weeks on straight. Journaling has to be a fun activity, so it is easier to make it a consistent activity. Like I explained in my other video, there are no rules to journaling.
There are no rules with journaling.
So please discover what style works best for you. Good luck on your journaling process. Please don't feel the pressure that you should have figured it all out by now, because the journey is the best part. If you have difficulty to journal consistently, I have a great video that I will link at the end. Feed the mind, the body and the soul, as one cannot function without the other. Until next video. Much love.